The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM.
Tom.
It's mostly Steve.
Tom, did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
No, I didn't even.
Did your wife buy you an electric snowblower?
No, we don't have the snowblower or the tires.
Okay, so you're gonna. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna hang in there. You're gonna buy them at the last minute. You're gonna buy it in the spring when there's no snow.
It's a revolutionary technique I'm learning. It's called anti-manifestation. It's where you just throw caution to the wind and you just go, yeah, whatever.
Well, you've got the kid.
May work up.
You got Boy Wonder there. He can shovel, right?
Yeah. Well, he's 18 now, so he doesn't.
So if
he does whatever he wants.
You got 4 cars in the driveway?
Yeah. Would there be 4? No, 3.
Okay. Well, if you park them in the driveway and it does snow, you back those out. The snow didn't land where those were, so you saved about 40% of your space.
Yes.
And then Nick will do the rest.
That's what I'm going to do. Because I can't worry about it or afford it at this particular point.
Yeah. I did find myself looking at electric snowblowers. Not that I want one, but because you were, I was thinking, how do they have those stupid little snow shovel things? I think those are worthless.
That wouldn't work for me, but the bigger ones are nice. I like the electric tools.
I know, you're a tool guy.
They're pretty cool. All right. We have Dr. Marc Pietropaoli with us right now. He's the owner of Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement. We're going to learn all about his practice and all that stuff and his history. How are you, Doctor?
Great. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Did you do anything special with your meal? Because I know you're Italian like me. So.
Here we go.
Well, for Christmas Eve, yes.
You
all
did,
the 7 fishes.
You did 7.
This with the 7 fishes. I never knew it existed until I met you Italian people. So can you name all 7 fishes, Doctor?
Well, it's different in every family.
Totally agree.
He
doesn't get it.
And you guys all protect each other because you're cousins.
And frankly, it's many times more than 7, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's more than 7.
Did you have any cod? Did you do some cod?
Tons.
Yeah,
tons
that's
of
good.
Salted cod. Yeah.
Now,
different ways.
With your smelt, did you do any smelt this year?
We didn't do any smelt.
Okay.
No.
I always worry that I'm going to undercook the smelt. You can eat smelt almost raw, can't you? I don't know.
You can. I don't know if it'll stay down.
Let's try that. Let's go fishing and catch some.
I like.
So how about when I married, my wife's half Italian, so I did kind of get baptized into this a little bit. Langostino, which is like a shrimp lobster thing.
Big shrimp.
They're really good.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
I had that.
Like a huge shrimp.
I didn't know there were 7 fishes. I just showed up at her aunt's and there was
a lot of fish.
A lot of fish and a lot of smoke because they deep fried it, and back in the day they all smoked. So it was
double smoke.
It was double smoke.
So your thought on when we talked about this a little before, if you're eating the small fish like an anchovy or a smelt or what's the other, sardine, right? How much of that would you have to eat to really make a difference in your bone health and your cartilage and all that?
Hey, he's asking me some tough questions. How much would you have to eat? I really don't know. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. But if you had it like a couple days a week.
Yeah, I mean, the smaller the fish, the more often you can eat. The large fish, because they have more contaminants, mercury, things like that, you shouldn't eat as often.
Right.
But the small fish, they probably eat them every day if you want.
I had a friend that was a big fan of cod liver oil.
I take that every day.
You take that every day?
Big tablespoon of cod liver oil. Yeah.
My friend
anti-inflammatory. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. My friend he died, but he was a cod liver, great guy, but he was all about the health of cod liver oil.
It's very good, and the fish oils. I mean, you really got to get the omega-6s out of your body, or very, very low, and the omega-3s. Yeah.
So you're an orthopedic surgeon. How did that happen? How did you become? Why did you choose that?
This is a good story. Now that we're talking about fishing, so. Yes. My grandfather was an Italian immigrant on my mother's side, and all my grandparents were, but he taught me how to fish. So he loved fishing, and early on, he would fish for pleasure, but also to put food on the table.
I want details. Where and for what? Well, you're talking to a fisherman. You can't just say talking to fish.
Canisius Lake, especially. Long Pond as well, near Rochester there. But lots of bass, perch, sunfish, pike, pickerel, things like that, walleye every once in a while. But he taught me how to fish. So we would go fishing and super excited to go, crack of dawn, and we always caught fish. He always caught fish. So then we'd come home, he'd get at his workbench, and we start cleaning them. And the other grandkids would get grossed out, but I always used to like to watch. And you'd see the liver. He'd show me the liver. He'd show me the intestines, the heart,
So
the
how
gills,
old are you?
all the insides. I'm like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Future surgeon.
So that's exactly right. He would cut these fish up with a knife and a scissors like a surgeon.
Yeah.
And so I was amazed with the inside of these fish. And so that's where I got my love of biology.
Okay.
And then I also had a love of sports. I played soccer. You grow up in Rochester, you have to play soccer. You're Italian, right?
Yeah.
It's a law.
It's a law. I'm athletic, but I was never going to be a pro athlete, but I always loved sports as well. Mm-hmm. My father was an attorney. His parents were immigrants. He had to work his way through college and through law school. He did that working construction. So he taught me how to use power tools. He taught me how to drill, saw, all that type of stuff. And so I got to use my hands in that regard. He basically said, don't go into law.
Yeah, right.
Now, his brother was a physician, the original Dr. Pietropaoli, Dr. John Pietropaoli. He was an internist. So I had this love of sports. I had this love of biology. I loved using power tools. And so I said, I know I'm not going to go into sports. And I actually had 3 things I wanted to go into. It was either a Marine fighter pilot, but my eyes weren't good enough. Wow. A rock star, drummer, but my parents would have never let me do that. So
You're a drummer?
I had to, yes.
Right.
I had to settle for orthopedic surgery. Well, I settled for sports medicine. So I go up to my uncle and I said, Uncle John, I want to be a sports medicine doctor. He's like, oh God, you got to be an orthopedic surgeon to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what's an orthopedic surgeon? He's like, well, they fix bones. They use drills and saws and hammers. Wow. And I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. Like,
yeah.
I can use drills, saws. I can fix people. I can be a doctor. I can love my love of sports. So that's kind of how I came to decide I wanted to go into sports medicine and become an orthopedic surgeon, because he said you have to be an orthopedic surgeon.
So how old are you when this conversation is going on?
Well, by the time I asked my uncle that, I was probably 15 or 16. I pretty much knew that I wanted to be a surgeon, and at that point a sports medicine doctor by then.
Did you know that you had to have good grades and all that? Did you buckle down in school?
That's exactly what he said. He said, he goes, it's really hard to get into. He goes, you have to have really, really good grades. And he said, even then you probably won't get into it. So I took that as a challenge, and I took it to heart. I did go to Syracuse University, and the first year I was there was Pearl Washington, Patrick Ewing. We had
we were there at the same time.
We had a weekend where we had Bruce Springsteen 2 days in a row. Then we had '1 Georgetown come in. So my first year I didn't get the good grades. I got okay grades. And then the light bulb went off, and from my sophomore year on, I was 3.8, 4.0, 4.05.
Wow,
I just had to do it because I knew I wanted to heed my uncle's advice. But that's kind of how I came to it. And you're absolutely right. You have to get really good grades and do very well on your tests and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's something else.
You had me at cleaning fish.
Yeah,
but there you go. That's kind of how it came about. But we started with fish conversation, and
there was another doctor who used saws and hammers and things. Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes.
He was pretty popular.
Sure.
I guess he would be the father of orthopedic surgery. Way back.
So the love of all of those things, that's really interesting. Came together, and you get to help people.
Absolutely.
Hey, we'll jump back after the break, and we'll hear more about your journey. But thank you, Mark. Victory in Motion. And then the home knee repair, not knee replacement guy is here with us.
You got to hear that story. We're
going to hear that. I want to hear it.
Victoryinmotion.com, right? Victoryinmotion.com?
Correct.
Okay, great.